Alright, yemu ajoro mu akwa ba Enfama Rosemens TV so ewo YouTube emra so se was here transna go kan si ho nsema yensa kan na nwumre no ye ni nyina erebe som ye tiefo ni nyina no eye Blackstars ho nkomo na ye babid no enne anwumre na wo hye eye Ghana Blackstars ye ni so ade hunu se be qualify for the 2026 World Cup ewo United States of America, Mexico and Canada no eye ade se eguso ekoso ni nyina ni se 6 down, 4 more to go. You heard him say, and in 10 matches I boy what the World Cup qualifiers are yet near you Makun Sia. And you through on that and Mamma Maku do much I won't see and yet near you do enum. Naya Daso Edda Cane or actually no. You heard him say Yami Adama September near Akano rate me a year through on them Grimbino, 80 Ako Eddie Ama a Ghana Blasters and a Ghana 4 you know, Yabesha near the Air Blasters one and come out Nina and say Emra. Not just say a buying sister a buyer. Na Ghana Blackstars yentimi unqualified for a Cup of Nations. Nyami admit jwa e wo man ni Morocco mountain so abra ye afiwe e be na wie na ye tournament betimi atodwa no. Ni nyina ene se otuado ene ne mpanyimfo na se na pamfo entimi anfa Ghana unqualified for a the 20 Nyami adma. This season Cup of Nations no e wo man ni Morocco mountain so ntia be ye hula balu bebrebe. E wo ye Ghana ha ni nyina ene se aban sisan aba now to Ado entimi Alpha Ghana unqualified for a year Cup of Nations no over 2 decades. Say Ghana yentimi unqualified for a year Cup of Nations no. Nanke hube here say be job penyin kwan na new coach etimi aba. Na eno na Ghana Football Association so be to just say Dabi otu Ado sign na emom na hube here say be beef up the technical team no etimi adiama no. Na wo hye niam Ghana for no mo e kasa se wo se ya otu Ado kwan na. Ya bo 6 matches in Cup of Nations qualifiers. Ye wini bi ye draw miensa elusu miensa na che say ade se modern bono na e wo fom ye pa na wo hye amanya ne no mo group na Ghana yentimi unqualifier utimi se na ya ade se enkoye se nipa nkoye emfa emma Ghana ni nyina ene se ne aman bi ti se Niger, Angola and Sudan and they were the same group yentimi unqualified na out of 6 matches America country say ye draw 3 elusu 3 na che say ankoye amfa amayen ti Ghana for beti ase se da bi wo hye amanya ye no ewo group wo hye amanya bi say Angola, Niger ene eye Sudan say ye pe omanya obetimi qualify empo ne ye pe ba ko obetimi qualify na o sanketimi eye oman Ghana nenso ye ade se ye bo ayesi akan no makomako nsia no ewie ye no Ghana entimi unqualify Ghana 40 ase a enyeye ni nyina eni se Ghana Blackstars ho nkomo na ye di Ghana Blackstars ho asem na ye kan 4 times a year African champions ho nkomo na ye di enti se ye qualify for Cup of Nations na ekwa akoba se ye ni aman bi ti se Sudan Angola eni Niger na wo group dia na wo se yetimi qualify eni ma Ghana fo ebubo free Ghana fo bo anyo so se wo so otuado etena na so ya de se wonu ma yeyi omu se omu hwe Ghana football sisi da bi omu nim ne wo otuado mu ntia wo se otuado etimi etena na World Cup qualifiers no otimi di anyebo na ode ekọ World Cup enti mpanyifo do wase yoyo ekope ensane bi beka ho in a form of the technical personnel ebeka otuado ho so mo mabo na ye World Cup qualifiers na nyema nko ye mfama ye enti wo bete se Ghana fo bonyo so se otuado betena na ye modern boy ya mo ni ye ewa ye the Cup of Nations qualifiers ni mo ntia. Fast forward the 2 matches no etimi etoja na wo sha ye di kan bo Chad aba ye share Chad e kanu maako enum wa bra Chad for entimi ante e kanu mebi Ghana for si da bi wo she Chad e kanum kura Chad nya o man bi a ye she nunum a wo se ye me ye neje ni nyina ene se wo fa Chad nso modern bo ewa ye the Cup of Nations qualifiers ni mu a no so modern money ya de se ebo form in se wo fa Chad no man bi ti se Ivory Coast na wo group Sierra Leone won na wo group e na ye Zambia na out of a yes countries I no ewo group ni mu no we bo 6 matches na 6 matches no or draw mienu ne draw against yes Sierra Leone and was sounds be draw against yes Zambia e lose 4 na we lose 4 ne na enwa ewo mu ni say onya clean sheet mienu clean sheet it was against Sierra Leone ewa away and obenya ba akwa against yes Zambia and was say 1 goal out of 6. And it's a wash on the modern boy. I will also so qualifiers mu ewo Cup of Nations. Ghana for who say I send and also form. Because out of the 6 matches, no 1 goal per and with me essay. And with me essay 1 year, about up front, you're weak, you're potent enough, up front. The Ghana for say there so Otuado. Any child abono was sending Lumukrana, or mobile and so. And to see a beko screens no Sonia Kwakodim Koma. Otuado enkunim diem abra ni national anase ni team no ehye makomako num no oman hye ne num se ateke ewom se oman ni di ni chart emodin bon ewo form de se wo fa ni modin ba wo boy ewo the Cup of Nations qualifiers na se wo gina so e de aka asem a emodin bon ewo form yagitum na so technically and tactically so we had the tactical players and say technical players na ewe team ni mu a individual players are away team nim say wo fa individually players are wa we have a very good individual players but see e come abo no my collective unit no ma be see akan as a team no and only ade na aka Ghana ento otuado ehyenum na so Ghana for say da bi enum ni nyina kire ni yade say o man ni di ni Chad mum na ne modern bo form Ntuotuado enim saade no ewo ne tirim ne ntino na wo hye Chad nso modern ewo ye Cup of Nations qualifiers ni mu no obehu se no man ni Chad ayade se ono nso consider ye pa enti against Ivory Coast o consider 4 we consider 1 against Sierra Leone or consider 1 against Zambia and we sounds the return leg against Ivory Coast we sounds consider 2 and so we for consider 7 goals I want the qualifiers name out of a year the 6 games now we boy you know. Inti averagely per game biara yade so o consider +1 I want the Cup of Nations qualifiers nim enti otwad ni technical team trans analyze who sa ni ntino o me hu se da bi I was so omutimi she players so metimi agina masi aka ye more offensive ye against ye Chad because I won for the previous matches now wa born here that is almost a team omunye very good in terms of say omu defensive approach to games. In game situations, defensively, they are also weak. And so, me a weak here. Now, what say you call all out, gun blazing. I was releasing all the arsenals within the team. Say, bet me a punish your mind thing at the air chart. And tactically, Otuado, and then the technical team, a year, Juma. And Tianko screens to Neon Congo Dinko and share. Say, indeed, a num now mind in the Ghana, essay, you know. About on a silver platter. Eye players na modern ball and yetimi ko share makomako num na na enti be ko screens ni so ne yetimi adi nkomo enti se wo share on your screen
Ayo man Ghana modern born na sisi a wo ehwe. Nti ye beko on the next slide nyet mi edi ho nkomo. We ye di kan di ho nkomo dada. Nti otuado ni technical team ehun say o man ni din chart very weak in terms of say wo mo defended here. I was see a attack gun blazing from all angle from fire from all cylinders say be betimi edi nkunim. Nti on your screen only say otuado every game with a 1-4-1-4 formation. Ente yan Benjamin Nasari in goal post, Sindler, Jiku, Abrantan edin eye Salisu ane eye Mensa ane eye the back four. One na ejina omo echi omo animu no eye Thomas Taypate. O ba Thomas Taypate anima eye Inaki Williams. Kudus, Niama any Semenyo, then over Benya Jordan na you are all spearhead attack no. And it's a warfare a free a year Pate anime about Pate in some games. Also SG forward. And a free pattern here sticking to a free pattern anymore. What you say? All the 5 players attacking minded players and not one in the team. And do that game winning. Nina in the sense of say, so we share a year or man in child and somewhat in our year Cup of Nations qualifiers in even in the World Cup qualifiers or many team or Madassia or World Cup qualifiers name. And the winning team or ye week, Sadia. Now so with me release all your arsenals. Now fire from all cylinders, gun blazing. Now with me edim kunim. Into on your screen now ye di aye Ghana. Your formation home commando. Aye 1-4-1-4-1 formation. And yet me edi eurem. Into the attacking approach. Anyhow what one in the technical team. Et me kick on you may see any et me edim kunim ewomuno. See about the next slide yet me edi home command. MC Abeboy yet me edi the next slide no home enkomo. Match no ba na wie ye no se wo hwe Ghana ye enjoy 70% of the ball possession. It's shot within the game ye ball makuma ko 10 and a 10 on target. Na ye hwe ayo man di ni child that when your possession no 30. Of course the child ni Ghana boy you expect say Ghana be dominate possession. But there the number of shots ye allow man di the child etimi enya ye. Now with one okrono boy no entimi mpo ankopo mu ni akaso metnya bo shot on target e ya ade bia o to admin team etimi eye ni ba bedi ho nkomo akire enti hye ne so kuma me say ye ball match ni wie ye na chat abenya one shot wanya one shot no wanya 0 on target no eye child na asa anase Ghana modern ball ene etimi no kokodu sampempen so ne o to ado ne handiwork tactically and yet me restrict o man ni chart and o mutimi nya only one shot o man timi nya shot on target na ye be dia no enkomo ba mpempen yi de and the offensive approach o man dini Ghana o to do spearhead ya ne di ewrem and on your next slide see ye di we hu nkomo awie ni actually the possession the shot the total shot on target won enkomo awie dia yenko ni need the offensive approach o to admin team etimi edi ewura eye game nim oba pause wo hanum etimi edi amame now say wo ehwe wo screen so a Ghana in the final third of Ghana attack no no ye o man ni child for akire honum no woni say Ghana players makuma kunsia a mo shetawa eye blue mu na say wo fa first three na bend the arc no penalty box no eti honum a ne wo mfimfin no no ne Jordan na you no enekwa ball Antoine Semenyo on your far left. Then Jordan middle no wabenya eye Inaki the right side. And it's a war for ASR 3 now. Jordan now won't fin the equabon. But Nkoma ye di ewa the approach of Ghana. See got into the final third of attack no and only a child for Chiron. The number of personnel I will try to carry the boys and I say your committee here into the opposition half. And to say there's a war share on your screener. Ghana as a one. Within the first 2 minutes and the first goal no buy we were still not a year. You say one year say no any enough and from Ghana. Until we are hungry, we are eager. See a bit me any biaka ho. Until in the final third you can clearly see a committee as many as 6 players into the final third. Say a bit me I create chances out of it. Near me out number or many daily chart one match ho. With movement and passing, everything you have one yet me create chance near me at the ashe. And to say, no, who said Ghana at me makuma kunuma. On your screen, the first a year picture, I do as a result of a year man in Ghana attacking approach say you're committing more men forward yet when you the numerical advantage over the final third against a man in a year chart and it may result to say goals na yet me ehu ye no see e go play na yet me akoni sans wet me edi nkomo biema enti say na wudi say what one say wo 8 on your screen yet me edi nkomo dia chew say as a result of the tactical approach from your opinion ding otu ado obe post one might me dia mame the number yet me committee when we are in offensive third Niama with the ball say Niama ekra ball no you can count as many as 3 in front of ye Niama say almost say approach and also more crashing the box of your money ding at the chart. Now say wo hwe Niama he has 2 arrows I want him one so make me the ball aba inaki and also we through pass e dey akwakoma branch and ding e dey kudus in a space say wo hwe sa chart we ya against Madagascar ebitoy abre kudus ebo go na in that instance no Jordan na creator awo tim the ball no eto the space edima kudus with me copying or copying a ball no edit to atene my brother share the third goal against Madagascar. And here Charles say Otwad ne technical team no adwuma over the training grounds and a match day in match situations no mo implement and say otu and the technical team etimi makunuma and e won komo na ye di how na omo offensive minded gun blazing from all cylinders say you bet me adim kunim awaye sa ago kan sie nim enti na niama and na woye closer to the 18-yard box of your man in the chart na in front of your niama no you can count as many as 3 against a Ghana yamsi 3 ai na yeshe say bet me out number o mo machiri ho na no so yetme san so punish wo mo see e bo play ne san so etimi akobiema Yedi sound come away near the first one. See it me committing more men forward. Now on the 14th minute, yes sounds what me at the ball I into the opposition third. Yes sounds what me committee another moment forward. You create as many as 3v3. I say bet me ashe then you might me akoye and sweat media man. MC Adrepo show on the 15th minute. But when a corner your boy no man in the chart epin free ho and it sounds very near my horn mobile. So on your right, Niama with the ball on the right side. But who got the 18-yard box of your money ding at the charter? Once again, you can count as many as 6 Ghanaian players in the opposition box. You can count as many as 6 players in the opposition box. Will say, this is a national team. You're free in terms of goals scoring. Enko yem fama yen ye se enum de na nso Ghana for se da bi eye child de modern na ewo fom ene yenso yete animo edi nkomo se da bi eye the tactical approach the offensive approach from the coach and den ade eye Otuado and a result to that number of goals ayetimi ehye yenim ye nim nkomo emfa the chance creation ho. We are only talking about the number of personnel and as the Blackstars players are say a code offensive third yet me accommodating to the position box. And no one come see you know AD. Another day we will come back and talk about the chance creation. The number of chances yet me create here. But an idea, yes, the key to the offensive third. The numbers are in the opposition box. So in game situation, ball on the right. Now we have as many as 6 in the Ghanaian or many thing at the chart one box name. Yeah, say you bet me out number on the superior numerical advantage over the 18-yard box name. Near me after the second goal. Men you might me akoye and so et me area my. See a sounds of play. Near sounds of we near sounds et me edding comobium dear. Gradually, what tears here were acquire how offensive are near ye against your money ding at the air chart. Indeed, it wasn't out of nothing. And it's me show money ding at the air chart. The handiwork, obeying how much mammy of a coach and ding at the air Otuado. The understanding of a year how an opus will see approaching game no a free players inside it me a buyer a result into this eye nkunimdi and said the results e de omo man ni din e de eye Ghana. As at 27th minute, the right side of Ghana yen attack. Ghana air attack. We've approached the 18-yard box of Ayo Mani Ding at the air chart. The sources of the ball. Nipa will crab on and away the yellow tower nimuno. Schindler and then they will crab on our the yellow tower nim. And it's a wash the blue tower now. Ubenya Ghanaian players as many as 5. Our air crash and also omo getting closer and also omura Ayo Mani Ding air chart 18-yard box nim. So it wasn't out of nothing. Any shade no. Offensively, near committed numbers forward. See betting any superior numerical advantage, against the opponent. Near me upon show more on that. And to say ne 1 year SRC din commona. A year 5 na ye share na Ghana 4 times who said there be a child na asa internet me show more do. And yes you new edin common said there be. Se coach bia wo training grounds. Now we prepare a formation and then the tactics are. You expect so benya relatively a weaker opposition. Now what media testing a formation and then tactics no. Eduma na one boys na your training grounds no. Obenya weaker opposition now they are testing one who say indeed. Boys not say ni opesa we na say. Ni opesa we implement no. Boys not ya say na. And to see attacking you do the final third. And how many players numbers do was no say to me a committee. So on your screen, the players in the blue tower are Ghanaian players. Session la equable over the far right, you were as many as 5. More getting closer and also more getting into the opposition box. I heard say you bet me akoye area my TMC abre sounds abo play. Ni akoye ni sounds et me edin komo biem dia. And your man in Ghana. Clearly, bibia there di pefe. Ani da ho. Eye ni yare a enya funu yare. Say there be enye child mom obepo so wa ha. And a yard say a modern money, you do say a form. Name na a new form na a one interest say Ghana ye two mre, a mrena ye 2 year interest say Otwad in the technical team no anya juma. The boys listened to a Otwado. The Juma pes way. How a person boys into me approach the offensive situation for Ghana. So the offensive situations are here throughout the game. No, the numbers are near to me committee forward. No, and then you may AD. Fast forward, 45th minute. You expect that in Ghana getting your semi and Sunday. Near this room, you know atuso. Okay, you did expect. See a big control game. No, not see you go into the final third of the opposition boxer and can committee moment forward. Name of near control game with the passing. Nan can you make me a quay So on your left side, Jordan with the ball in a yellow tower, you can count as many as 3 Ghanaian players. The opposition box. Behind the 3 players in the blue tower no. Who's also Ghanaian 2 players almost also some besanso are joining men you met me akoye dia mai. And to say na Ghana etimi ehye numa offensively. Some players need to coach na say na ni omuye wo training grounds omunya child omutimi implement ye no bibia da di pefe etimi ni ma my Ghana say indeed ya child no san wasa na emum e players no nti ase the offensive third ni na coach ni den ni e Otwado person wo ye no omuti ase no mo implement ye no and then you matimi ko ye and mo man ni din e de e Ghana. So 45th minute you did expect nkai come here nsade ye nke be relax. Na impossible do the position box anymore and can commit a moment forward. But from what you are seeing from your screen, can clearly tell you, say Debbie, we were still eager, hungry. See betting any more goals. 8 men, yoma akoye, at the moment, din at the air Ghana. And say, you better play. Near me, akoye, and me sounds like me adding comobium dear. You go so aiding commonico, and yet show. Say indeed, this is how Otwado and in the technical handlers no. Womo enso 18 FM nyoma ekoyi ede moment din ede Ghana. Now second half asase 51st minute 38 seconds. Nyoma with the ball. Now you can clearly see said there are 2 players in the blue tower. Omo kan ho omo air crash the opposition box. So now when you take your money din ede Chada, they have back 3 IFC Ghana back 2. But on your far right, you can clearly see say another Ghanaian player in Abranti and more Kudus. And sounds about what Onianum say between numbers no more men forward. Then you might me acquire their mind. But see a Kudus. So all Baba one you can also see. So many Danny Chart, another player is also behind in Niyama. One also Baba said Niyama bet me acquire at their mind in mine on any baby also no 18 ayakama. So come ye dinano a center on Ghana. Your offensive approach. See, you know the final header. The numbers are yenya with the position box no, and you're out of nothing. And on one kasa koko druho. And you how I know to other place was your approaching game no. Offensively, the numbers are not place when you're position box no, and the players net here will meet me implement them out. And then you might me go in. Come on, you didn't know. Sagana with the offensive header. See, as a year many as 3 players are facing the position boxer. You can get as many as 5 or 6. In Ghana, in this game, the 1-4-1-4-1 formation, it's me at the Euremuno. Said from the start, now it was all about say offensive. And he said, this is charting. Said relatively a weaker opposition comparing it to Ghana. But see, the Cup of Nations qualifiers near Ghana so the on the face of the pink sheet. And the results now, Omunina 8 million game win. A World Cup near body but oh for the World Cup table near Ghana is superior than Omani didn't a chart. Now so for Cup of Nations in the Union near Sampe will be a winning game. Out of 6 no be a winning game. Chart any 2 draws. Ghana ebenya 3. Until the 18 points from the Cup of Nations qualifiers, Ghana nya 3. Chart any 2. But see, you do World Cup no home commodity. Now you have some men in the chat and men Ghana home baby here. What the World Cup qualifiers name. And so when they say Ghana, it's me a share canuma. How would two other person in boys no it's it? The quite pass of fast war approaching the offensive third no. And home como see a committee more men forward. That is it. And the show mo canumudi. And you say Utuado and then the technical team now nyehuma. They did a human's job. I want me implementing on the day. Now boy can also tears here. Now we execute the plans. And as the plan, I would want the technical team no at the area against your money thing at the HR. And the people play near to us me at the year how you see approaching game offensively against your money thing at the HR. You can clearly see, say, Omani Dene Ghana, offensively. Once again from your screen, you can see, say, we've created 4v5. The 4 for men didn't at the AM chart. They only have 4 men around their 18-yard box. Ghana, Yashamien, Sano, there were as many as 5. So we've created a numerical superiority over men didn't at the AM chart. Nanki Yashamien, you wouldn't expect, says, yeah, attack here. We only commit a few players forward. The rest will stay back. Near say any counter-attack situation, we should be able to handle it. But that wasn't their plan. 3 no any enough for them. They are eager. So make me any beam and to media home. And as you see on your screen, Ghana are committing as many as 5 players forward against your man in a child. And come on, ye around the 18-yard box home and come on. And yet the far right in home command, I mean, no ADCC here. The far right, you can clearly see, say, Schindler, idea say, also, Ejita Odwa, or I said, you're going to be a quay, area more by the ding, a Ghana. In the play, the answer so ain't me ending come on, maybe also ain't me enquire. We have as many as 5 players. Are you into the position box? Send your mabit me acquire, and so at media maya. With that, a chance it me enya, you know, born ain't me anto a year at them. Kudus epia ball at the Maubebo post. Kudus epia ball area more branch and in a Gideon Mensa, what the far left of a your many thing, far left for Ghana, ye attack. So who a year the player in the yellow tower and no a Gideon or crab bono to make me air crossing at Mediaco, so we pass at Mediaco. Now let's look at the number of players Ghana are committed while Brian Chef 4 as at 63rd minute. Ye cried 9 ideally. Anka who say anka ye attack here. Game committed was forward. But the left back in this situation, around the 18-yard box or the left side, one no, and the sources of the ball are across the ball at the The blue tower, you can count as many as 5 players around Oya Omani Din at the a child for one box any around the box. So this is how I would Tuado consistently throughout the game or committing those numbers forward. See between more goals out of the chances are you bet me accurate. And so if you know when say Otuado Eshe Numa, Mr. Child Asandie, but tactically Otuado any technical team no it may implementing you might be our game name as a result of let's commit more men forward when we get to the final third of the opposition. Let's create the numerical advantage of the opposition box then you meant to be enkoye and so enfermay. So this is how our many Dene Ghana. See it me numwa. The offensive play. Say you're committing more men forward. And yet me anywhere and so it's me Eddie. Now ye did the offensive third no and the numbers it me a committing on. Sir, MCR bet me amia ni set pieces nenswa. Ye set pieces no enkobo. Na ye wia yaba niaba bedi the offensive the defensive approach. How Ghana is me at me limited many chart with only one shot. Even the one shot ain't me anya target. But ene ye bobo play. Na ye weird offensive approach no. Na yet me at the next slide no and so everyone which is the set pieces. Good. This is the set pieces yet me can once into we also hanom et me at the amame. Ghana consistently throughout the game see any set pieces and come me no AD against a child no. When say a free kick a well rehearsed free kick a idea of machine our training grounds and we implement it. What the match day. And to say, nay, what share a more kudus behind the ball? Say, MC Abeshasi and one will play no at the mammy, a bequeachi, near will play now. Bessie didn't come good, near will play no ever hanuma. She be near waha, and no more kudus. Everyone, you can clearly see said there was a Ghanaian player not all running after a young man in Denny chart. One more no mountain engine, which is in the player of a branch and a ding at the year. Minaki Williams and now war tumika far box no one more a back line no and I say one no matter no what to me the arrow chira say a branch and day a year more kudus a year nyamami and senso rating a year ewa one a say baby Inaki Williams tumika diakono if say a branch and day a year more kudus a bit me am that a year perfect pass no at me the manner he has a lot of space I want name. So between the ball IABB in the box. The second option, I say, Ome cross the ball no, Eddie call the far left side of here or many chart. One more no met me out no because I wish be a sa arrow no. And so pointing Eddie call the left side now. You can clearly see. Say Ghana and here. Ubenya Jerome Poku ewo Mo Salisu and so ewo Ubenya Thomas Taipate ewo movie. No benya Alexander Jiku and so ewo a movie. So you can count as many as 4 Ghanaian players aerially. Omi very dominant. Our more chance say more emfa bono emfa from her emfa ma Inaki Williams they are expecting. So bet nya pija ball ni bro that far left side honum no met nya pim ball either so I'm pim straight to the goal pole and also be pushing ball ya to na ene Ghanaian player bia we free over the 18-yard box ni mo wet me apim ball and as what pim ball no e dia to atenem. But the third option more kudus in this situation with me HC no was off target. In the able playing with me Asha. The first 2 options are na options are yet me aye training grounds no more ain't me implementing ye ni no okobo ball na ekoye off target amenyoma anko yi amfa magare to be what pause and so hanum etimi e dia mame Ghana with another set piece as at 30th minute abrani ashe one Jordan any branch any din edi niama ene gina ball na chi na se wo hye circle na matwa ni mu na hwemudin say Ghana players ni mo man ka wo hwe say nke bebo free kick na dia ba no mapem ahyem no da bi na mom ye omo ye box ni mu ni say I'm say Omari has how to take a free kick in every zone nintino. See ya koyechi niabo play ni BM for this set pieces ah. Who say Kudus ever box ni mo hon mo bi bo play ni yenko. Kudus ever box ni mo hon mo bi de. Nanso abra ni ba yebo aye free kick no. Na Kudus ewo aye wo na omoto akire kura. Na obefiri wo na chi. Anasa wo hye wo na enne wo soro no. The rest of the players start omo the 6-yard box ni mu no. Wono no obi a ne wo twato wo ase. But emra nuama ye na you say oh babo ball no. Ofri akire ho no mo ba aye the penalty aye sport no ba bia e de ball ne to ne aba na ma point arrow ne di ato no. There was no Chad player or Ghanaian player. And then one a free zone. Any Ghanaian player in a sad situation, no, you know more Kudusa, not rushing to that situation, say, or Baby Pierre Bon at me at Wattenham. But so Bible Bon at the Wattenham, on a silver platter. I was saying the teammates in the be at me here, Juma de Mano. Now, say the teammates will make my year, Juma de Mano. No, so what you say, Kunumuna? I want to say, Jiku, I will be a year the 6-yard box, no, national one there with the right side home. Pate, Anka only say, obe position no what me up your ball near Tottenham no. Potential position no in the way. Child the player no say ye pure ball no edima mo kudusa. On to me MF4 no pate ho no me pure ball enfant Tottenham. Yemfri patechi ni yamra asia ha no monso a. Just look at 2 against 2 ewa asia ewa the 6-yard box no ne left side ewa the down right for Ghana. 2v2. Nemom no these players yere child for no say niama etian ball no editu free space na say mo ba be bo a omuno ntimi rush block shot na branch and ndi ni mo ebetimi abo wey enye game situation nim ena omutimi implement sa de wey ana say ade ni ba so omo enye nemom enkoma ye di nyina no say ade omo ye hwadwuma wo training grounds a omo ye de ato say ye si aka na eto a hallelujah. We just implement it. Then you man ko ye mfama ye. But nay nkoma me ne wudi nya meti ase ne say free kicks no. Enye se ba bia free kick ni beto bia ne wo say yes adwuma no. Nemum eye zone. Eye bia e wa group man so ba bi wo ho no ma se ball no ba beto na eye free kick a. Say ne wo se ball no se beto ha no ma. Enti free kick edi kai no nkoma ye di ye no. One eye fake round. Unique Williams fire out I would far a war ho and no expect say be pure ball at media mano and now say area dominant players now almost across run mono a branch and any more a bit me a peja ball no at their momo with this free kick. The idea was we have players on the blocking a young man ding at the child of one no yet me creative space away the 18-yard box in him. Eddie Ama branch and Ding Eddie Mo Kudus, not me a piano bonnet at Tottenham. This is the same away a free kick, but Liverpool, it was corner against Manchester City, and they also implement similar a year set piece a year routine like this. Omit me the ball and sweat me to Tottenham. The able play near to me near her. At the end of the day, sir, Mobia players no be at me and a human rule performing here in this situation. Yet the Mo and sweat me the ball ya brapa yaw a piano bond the man. Mo had the touch of the ball. But when me enya obe post e wa hanu de mame wenya this we anan kopes with me but wenya the right contact with the ball ni ye enta ma wenya weaker shot I o man ni dey chart it me clear ball e dey free e yom 18-yard box ni another set piece e wo 53rd minute na yehu pate any Kudus behind the ball say yehu pate any Kudus behind the ball no so over the 18-yard box ni ma oh, but the left side of a year of mine, the child for one, and I said, one Ghana, and a child for in Atona. The left side, who said, Jiku Atten Hooding. No, a ban in some. Efres a born me, one of me, Jinaha. This is something we've worked on. And to say, a ban said to me out to the air. Let's implement it. It don't say, Jiku, I had this or ban in some, see a boy playing no one. Only say, or ban in some, or your action. Eddie Achron was said, Obakuachi, one body aba. Then you get the clear picture. Look at it. And one friend say, "Oh, pure ball no enfamano because so kuachi kakra ansa ne ba the circle ni arona." Child for na dwen ni mi so. Enti pure ball no enfama me. Ene mate me ho man kwankwanko se war no mu bi. Nka you did expect. Nse ba bi yenya free kick ne de. A player where dominant air no nko be kwa ko se war no mu bi ne pure ball no e de aba now he is calling for the ball. Se me nko na me gina ha ankonam child player be and one more attack me. Child player be and one more attack me here. Just give me the pass and let me go straight to the goal post na me enkon kwese. And in this situation, you can clearly see. So among Ghana players ni nyina awura and I said players are mere dominant in the air. Awura eye child for wo mo eye 18-yard box and I said omo wo nim omo yesenka either Pate or Kudus ebe pagya ball no etimi de bananko mapim. Nanso so se mu nyina moko hono Maria there should be a player obete ne ho ba begina eye omo wo no ase yakra no no nko agina ho at the blind side of eye omo ndi ni child for na nko pia ball no ede ama no watimi pagya ball de ato atenem. Enti in the circle you see say eye Kudu ya brand ne din ede eye jiku ene gina ma na ofre eye mo se mo pia ball no emfama no na ontimi fa ball no ento atenem. Si ebo play na yetimi di ho nko Maria you ask yourself say with this thing on training grounds mo etimi implement here no at the end of the day he decided say obetimi akọ say ono obetimi ahye ball no efa ba no so entimi ahye. Last on your screen from set pieces BM only say Ghana we've committed as many as 7 players within the box of a main deni child na ba kwa to the extent say goalkeeper nanim wakọ gina honom awakwa distracting keke nanso yenni ngomo bi e box nim se ofa Ghana mienu a after say player na owo eye goalkeeper na nim no Schindler we no ed ne free hono ma oba wachi a won say eye Jordan any one Ghanaian player the picture is not clear so you cannot get the player but won say Jordan any another player a o me yetu a o motaso hono ma child for mienu ejina wo mo so. And when you Ghana from you know any free one on your right of a Ghana you 2 players no. Oh this Thomas type Pate with a child a player and Omura the 6-yard box nim. But a more before see a take corner no. Shebabia a Pate jina ni di. Pate the next player ubenya a Mo Salisu. The movement of Pate and the Mo sa kwenya no emo di ball no etwatenem. And it's a Salisu etimi eshego na. O share the static a position of a branch and in Thomas Taipata. Se wo bo play e de ma me ne du ba bi atawa no ehye Pate ho a ne etimi di hu nkomo. Good. And you be post e wa ha no ma de ma me. Se wo hye din a Pate in the blue tower. Ba bi a Pate gina no se ye bo play na se niama e bo set piece na so corner no e de ba bi a Pate gina no ene dia o move corner nim no create space no edit to ho edima ya branch and din ede Salisu no pem ball no edit to atem ti am share be play na ya say indeed the movement of Pate and the create space no edima Salisu a where the ball no enso etim edit to atem nyoma ekoyi edema Ghana. There you have it. That is it. And here chiraw say all what they did if the free kicks and I said the set pieces aye being it corner or free kicks aye e game ni mu no something I want to see din na wo hwe how omo si execute too na training grounds no ade omo ye e wo ho e na match day omo tin be implement ye say it me ehye num a how offensive are the numbers are coach Otuado Ekani Chen boys and say when we get into the final third let's have the numbers. Let's create the numerical advantage away the position box no na yintimi empanish and no and at the end of the day ye keka ni nyina bo mu a ema nkunim de yetimi ko ede mo man ni de ni Ghana nti say Ghana etimi ehye numu a child asande all right na mum tactically the brilliance of opanya den ede Otuado a players nso timi ti asenom ko implement ye and ma san nkunim de ne results na ye hu ye the cricket score line ayen setimi kan ye no etimi ba so de mo man ni den ede Ghana. Now let's talk about Ghana without the ball. And ye who Ghana with the ball, transit yako into the position box, and I say attack, and I say in offensive third of the position box, and I say the offensive situation move. The numbers are need me a committee, men you mako ye no money ding at the Ghana patch on your way. The last slide, I know a video. The last slide was the defensive approach of your money ding at the Ghana. And home command to play in the mamma near the home command straight. Now yet near the home command BB and let me acquire the money. So we are now talking about how Bobo post our hand with the mammy. How Ghana defensively ye astute e wo game nim ensesi akan ni wie na so man ni den ade eye chart enya one shot na one no crowd end me anya target a mamin kan show say otuado any technical handlers no eye adwuma the players listened to the instructions of the coach without the ball with me and when man yoma ko yie di magana. We started the game with a 1-4-1-4-1 formation. But when the game started, na Ghana yen grab ball on your screen. You can clearly see say Ghana actually implemented what we call the 4-4-2 mid block. Our Ghana without the ball at the moment. Engineer with how yes, see, I activated the 4-4-2 mid block. It's very difficult for me in Niger. So meeting your transit centrally, no matter the ball abesnako. Because both vertically and horizontally, we are very compact. Centrally, you're lucky a year many ding a day child for it down. So meeting for ball and for messing fanko. So when you want to a build up, the only way out a say you either go long or you progress the ball using a year the wider channels to be a progressive. In same player, this is how Ghana without the ball. The first shape it may implement here, but consistently throughout the game, not consistency it me a year Jumano. Ubehu say it wasn't only the 4-4-2 out of possession, the OOP. As at the 10th minute, Ghana once again without the ball. You can also clearly see say in a year sounds we are caught into a year out of possession in a 4-4-2 mid block. Into say a year Jordan with a year more kudus and now who say the first line now the next four now a year the next four no a year the back four I hear said you bit me akoye et me edi amaye and so who Ghana say you restricted and as you limit your mind didn't a year chart. No mean to be any more shot at go. Na input the only one no 18 about the year say a year off targeter. The technical brilliance of your opinion in a day Otuado. How was he saying the team no the OOP out of possession? How I need see I adapted to a your main in chart how person progressible no much me get into the opposition Ghana your box no and you do come so I mean to play no at me the mind say you say without the ball yet me implemented a 4-4-2. A idea ye no consistently e wo game ni mu ana ye di hu nkomo ne atimi ahwe na bebo pause and so hanum atimi de amame as at 21st minute say wo share on your screen you can count as many as 5 Ghanaian players around the 18-yard box no because at this moment o me nini child o matimi bypass the first press which is the first 3 as also bypass the second 3. Now the only a year line I with the defensive block I at the moment the back 5 I was summary. Now with this back 5 you can clearly see say the next 3 no air committee and as more sprinting some abeka umunia no now man did any child ain't me enya the needed space away the 18-yard box nim empanish yen. And so what show screen is so na ye din komo. Previously it was 4-4-2 but currently you can clearly see say the 5-3-2 and o man in Ghana yet me activity and as ye implement here with this situation see a bell limit o man in child no mean to be get closer to our 18-yard box and also munya match space with the 18-yard box in him now one ain't me and punish here in terms here we play near some sweat me at was wedding comodia. This is how I would swallow any technical team no on which me limit o man in child to this limiter o man to me any more shot at go against a Ghana. Fast forward, it was 4-4-2 mid block twice. The 5-3-2. Now just look on your screen. Then you can count as many as 5 Ghanaian players. The high press. And Otuado ehun say, and what be here say in this instance and this situation, this is how was it me tackle near Jibon and the free woman. So in opposition box, in as much as offensive third, yet no committing moment forward, no. Even without the ball, we need to press them high up the pitch and say you bet me at the ball, no, and sweat media from Munsem. And say, there's a watch Ghana, a year screen is without the ball, 1v1, and I said high press 1v1, and here say yet implement wa yet me agebo no e dey free omani din e dey ye child for one mensem enti se bibia no se ye hye na se Ghana etimi aso omani din child e kanu mu a it wasn't a fluke and now say child e modern ne wo from ne mutu ado modern bo ene ma Ghana etimi do some pempens wona yetimi do enya mam yensa no esansunya ghost ma kuma kunum many makoyie de maye. So let's see so with how is your committee moment forward near press with a year 5 men up front, you know what will happen in this situation. Say Ghana bit nyanje ball no and as you intimi ntiem sia bebo play no na yetimi edi honko men yoma so no etimi akoyie de man. There you have it. We've won the ball back. I hear say nyoma bit nyakoyie but we won it illegally. I acquire foul ma Ghana ye consider here. Outside 51st minute, you can clearly see, say, Otuado and the boys a very hour out of possession. Or may say attack no magibo and so on tackle no magibo there from anything at the end of once. They started with the 4-4-2. Now then came back with a year the 5-3-2. The high press committing 5 men forward, creating the 5 men for omo committee 5 men forward. No more created the 1v1 out of 5 minutes. Me a committee here. Now Ghana without the ball here, you can clearly see. Say the 4-4-3 out of possession shape and a Ghana yet me equal in this situation. Say bet me a renewable man you met me akoye. So you will have Jordan, Abrante and Edin Adeye Kudus and Thomas Taipate. So I'm effort so meet me ajebono men you met me akoye edema Ghana. Empo say chart it may be the first trainer. They will then come and compete with the next 3 or more the center circle no area honoma on meet me so major area from oneself. So say Ghana it me as your money ding at the year chart ekanuma. It wasn't a fluke and I say chart a modern no from them tactically Otuado eye adwuma and ma san kunim die no enso ekọ edmo money ding at the eye Ghana. Eha and enwumre Ghana any chart. The tactical approach, both offensive and defensive, the set pieces, out to the boys no. Omuye nwajuma e training grounds no. Omo edi game proper, and as in game situations no. Omo timi implement here any better say na yedi home komo. Mi ding at Steven up here.